House to Home, brought to you by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
The last couple of weeks, my friends, we've been telling you how to prepare your property if you are in the market to indeed sell it. Now, probably the critical component of that formula is exactly determining its valuation. I have no idea how to do that, so fortunately my good friend Gina from RE/MAX Diamond Realty is here.
And that's where we come in, right?
Yeah, and that's where my expertise stops and yours begins.
So what are your options if you're trying to determine value? And sometimes you're trying to determine value not because you want to sell. I've had instances where people are in probate, so they need to figure out what the value is, and that's a different process. But if you are looking at possibly selling your home, you've got a couple of options. Some people have actually gone down to revenue and tax and looked to them to see what the assessed value was or is currently.
But that's a ballpark, right? That's generally speaking.
Well, I mean, they base your real estate taxes on that, which is what the government is saying your value is at. And in 2013, they did the valuation, and the taxes came out in 2015 based on that assessment. But I still think that's way, I mean, right now with the current real estate market the way it is, almost 6 months is already too long. In terms of, hey, if I had a valuation 6 months ago, is it current now? No, I don't think so. The market's picking up so quick that I wouldn't rely on that. So if you decide to go to revenue and tax and use that valuation, it's way outdated.
I mean, this literally is like playing the stock market, because with any stock security, you'd say, what is the valuation of a company or mutual fund at this current moment?
At this moment.
That's not necessarily going to be the case 2 days from now.
That's right. I mean,
same thing.
Same thing, same concept. You're right. So your options are to go there, and a lot of people have, but I would look at that with caution. You know, you always have to. I don't believe that when they do the assessment that they actually go out and look at every single property. It's almost impossible. So I wouldn't use that. Personally, if it were me, I wouldn't use that. The second option, of course, is to hire an appraiser. And depending on the size of your property, the appraiser will go out there, inspect the property, and give you a valuation as well. And what I always caution about that process is appraisers always look backwards. They look at what has sold and tell you, based on your home, this is the value backwards. This is the value based on what everybody has paid from yesterday backwards, about 6 months. The third option is to contact a real estate professional, such as myself, somebody you know, somebody in your family.
You're my favorite, by the way.
I'm my favorite too.
And Liz.
And Liz.
She's gonna kill me if she hears me say that. Like, both of you are my favorites.
I won't tell her, Jason.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And so you contact a real estate professional, and we come out there. Now, I've had people call me and say, Gina, my house is in this location. Tell me what it's worth. I can give you a ballpark, but that's all it is. It's a ballpark, to be honest. And I always tell people, listen, if I don't come out there and look at it, I'm just guessing. It's an educated guess. Of course, I can ask you all the right questions, and based on your answers, I can come pretty close, but it's still a guess because I can't physically see the property. So if you want a good valuation, let us come out there, let us take a look at the property, and then we'll give you what's called a broker's price opinion or a comparative market analysis, and that will be based on your home, how it looks today, and the current comparables.
Okay, so in my mind, being a business major, for me, there's a difference between a ballpark assessment, which I think is what you were just talking about, and a baseline. So I know if I've lived in a neighborhood, which is a pretty good neighborhood, I just like to know how much is the minimum I can get for this, because let's just say I lived in a pretty safe neighborhood. There weren't any instances of, the water table being corrupted or anything like that. People weren't getting, nasty diseases around the neighborhood. There wasn't a murder on my property or, anything, any one of those market factors. Is there any place that I could consult to just say, okay, at the bare minimum, you'll be able to get $170,000 for this? Or is it just better just to get a ballpark assessment?
It's better, honestly, just to call a real estate professional and say, hey, my property's in this location. These are the improvements that I've made. I'm in this neighborhood. This is my land size. This is my square footage. Give me a ballpark. At least you're starting somewhere that's a little closer to truth. And because you're contacting a real estate professional, they're looking at what's current, what's happening right now. They could give you an assessment of, hey, this is what's going on today. I still say, if you want a true assessment, why not just have them come out there? Why not have me come out there and take a look at it, or Liz, and tell you what it's worth?
And get the best number, yeah.
Yeah, we typically don't charge for that.
Yeah, oh, that was going to be my
Why not take advantage of it?
Okay, that was going to be a two-part question. My next question was going to be, if this is my first time doing this, is there any cost? And is this like putting a lawyer on retainer, that you're going to charge me like, $450 an hour?
No, we don't.
Okay.
A lot of
like
our
that.
work is done for free in the beginning, and
because it leads to bigger things.
Yeah, of course. Our hope is that if you like our service, that you will contact us for your real estate needs, or you're going to refer to us to your friends and family who have real estate needs. But yeah, Liz and I often go out there and do these valuations just because we're helping out, and there is no fee for it.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah.
So I could know what the general dollar value of my property is, and you're not going to give me an invoice, at least not initially.
Not initially, and only if, what I always tell people is, when you make money, I make money.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, you are not only a real estate professional, you are a BFF to many people that are looking to sell our property, so we greatly appreciate your insight.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Guaranteed. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we will